Hello fellow songsters and welcome to the Ben Aaron Show, Season 2, Week 47. Now this week I listened to nothing but one of the most popular and hardest rockin' bands in the world, Led Zeppelin. Now Led Zeppelin made 9 studio albums: Led Zeppelin 1, Led Zeppelin 2, Led Zeppelin 3, Led Zeppelin 4, Houses of the Holy, Physical Graffiti, Presence, In Through the Outdoor, and Coda. And they had huge hits like A Whole Lot of Love Now, and Been a Long Time Since I Rock and Roll, and of course, And She's Buying a Stairway to Heaven. That's on this album here. This one right here. Yep. But how do you go about writing a Led Zeppelin song? Now, it seems pretty obvious to me after listening to the records over again that their primary instrument for writing was the guitar. Jimmy Page played an excellent guitar and was a brilliant composer when it came to writing riffs and then putting the rhythm and the vocals around that central idea. Now, after writing 100 original songs to my name, I've come to realize that just playing around and noodling on the guitar and coming up with riffs was the very beginning part of the songwriting process. Think of like something like that. You would add the chords in after you played that riff. You're like, oh, I like that riff. What chord comes with that? And then you'd write that G chord there. Put the D there. Sometimes you gotta write the riff and then add the chords later to make sense. A lot of Led Zeppelin songs are totally acoustic, and a lot of them have acoustic beginnings and then go to like more hard rock endings. So I decided to do the latter, where I'd play an acoustic guitar at first, and then head over to a more darker or heavier style song. So I was noodling around on the guitar and I came up with this riff here. And it goes with this chord progression. D to A. We're gonna do G, G7, and then back to D7. Repeat it, going to D, A, different way to play A, G, little G7, D7. And when it came to recording the bass guitar for this song, I really wanted the bass to enhance and harmonize with the guitar and sort of play almost as a duo together. So I kept the bass line pretty simple and sort of walked it down with the acoustic guitar part. When writing the percussion to this song, I don't hold a candle to John Bonham or John Paul Jones on the bass for that matter, but I followed the song structure. I used my ears to tell, okay, this is a quiet part of the song, so I'm gonna play something very light. And so I used the drum kit setting of a Latin percussion to basically play some bongos, very lightly at first. But when the electric guitar kicks in and adds that crunch and that punch, that distortion, I switched the settings over to a blues rock setting, which is a great genre definition for Led Zeppelin. And what I did there was I really banged them out, really played loudly. And I think that's a very important thing when thinking about Led Zeppelin style songs, is this thing called dynamics. Now, dynamics are basically the volume at which instruments are being played. So you're playing very quietly or you're playing very loudly. And working with that is called like working with dynamics. So you want to play an acoustic soft song at first and then switch over to a hard rock setting. It really sort of tells a story for the song. Now think of the song Stairway to Heaven, for example, is very quiet at first. You can barely hear the acoustic guitar. It's playing. But near the end, you hear Robert Plant screeching, "And as we wind down the road." I mean, the guitars are going full volume, the drums are blasting out, and the bass is playing all over the place. That is a perfect example of a wide range of dynamics. Now, when it comes to vocals, Robert Plant had one of the most unique and spectacular voices in the history of rock and roll music. Now think of his song, "Been a long time since I rock and roll." I mean, you could sing it like that from the chest, but what Robert Plant did was he used a falsetto in his head voice, basically it's called, and he really compressed his vocal cords, so instead of sounding like "been a long time since I rock and roll," like purely falsetto, he would really crunch it and go, "Been a long time since I rock and roll." Like, he had this ability to just crunch out this voice, and it was really something to behold because it fit so well with the music and the songs that Led Zeppelin was playing. It was just a match made in heaven, to be honest. So the songwriting challenge over on the subreddit Songaweek was to write a song about patience. So I decided to write this song based upon waiting for love, being homesick and wanting to return to love. And so I called this song Keep Me Waiting. So without any further ado, here is my Led Zeppelin inspired original song, Keep Me Waiting. Please enjoy the following.
It was hard to say your goodbyes. Didn't want to see tears in your eyes. Baby, you know I got so much to do. I'll see the world and come back to you. My baby, keep me waiting. I know you're gone so far away. I'll do my best to return that day. All my dreams are of loving you. I sleep under stars just as true. My baby, keep me waiting. My way home again. Oh, you never keep me waiting. You keep me waiting. Keep on waiting. I've got to stay in control. My love just won't let you go.
Hey, thanks for listening to my brand new original song. Keep Me Waiting will be available on my upcoming album Diamonds to be released in the spring of 2018. Until then, you can download my other albums, Clubs, Hearts, and Spades over at benaaronmusic.com. But before you head over there, make sure you leave a comment for me to sing, like these beautiful comments from last week's video.
Didn't know him and Janice were a couple. Well, I like the dancing girl in the background. Chris Christopherson is a great songwriter. A really enjoyable melody, great degree in philosophy and in the army, and then sweeping floors. That walk down was so pleasant. You wanna sell it on YouTube, love the idea behind your show. Christopherson is a master songwriter. It's a lovely song, I'm so disgusted by you, Ben.
Hey, thanks for the comments and love, everybody. I hope you learned a little bit about Led Zeppelin today, and maybe I inspired you to create your own original song. And until next time, this is Ben Aaron telling you to keep on practicing and get out there and play. Oh, yeah!